So just give it like 5 seconds to start, and then we'll be good to go. That sounds great. Anyway, guys, my name's Tom. I'm going to be your DM today. We don't have a name for this one yet, so it doesn't have a name. But here we are, and we're just going to have a good time. And if it ends up getting edited and or just thrown out into the void, you know, that's great. If not, there's no reason to do an introduction, so let's begin.
Could we maybe call it Knight of the Tentacle?
I mean, maybe. We'll workshop the title.
Can I kill Steven's character?
Okay, wait. Before we start, there's one more thing I have that's very important. Can I please get a link?
No.
Link to the roll 20. You're in the roll 20.
Shh! Don't tell them that.
Oh, okay.
We can all see you, Steven, standing out there with your bare ass.
I don't have a bare ass. I have a fish ass.
Well, way to spoil what character you're playing.
The bear.
Yeah.
Bear top, fish bottom.
The bear that's eating the fish.
Splashing
That's
3
cool
reference
ass.
here.
Yes.
So then, for all of you today, we are going to be starting on a ship. To give you a little bit of background how you ended up on this ship, you all have been hired by a mysterious benefactor to come to the nation of Athervathy and perform tasks. It is a pretty good deal that you have been offered because basically they just need some hired people around to help them with a succession crisis that is going on in their country. And so you're going to get essentially free room and board. All of that's included. You've got in your letter that was telling you to come here and that you were hired. It also included the documents for you to be able to enter the country. And your location that you're going to be meeting this benefactor is going to be in Port Topside, which is where this ship is luckily enough going. Now, in this world, for those of you that have been following along with the other adventures that we have, airships are a thing. You are not on an airship currently. In fact, you are on an old wooden ship. At this point, you, in many cases, would have assumed that these ships have all been kind of removed, that you would assume that there'd be no reason for them to be in operation. And it is also noticeable that it seems like this ship is being pulled underwater by something. It's not functional. The sails are not flowing. To give you guys a picture here, I will move you to the first thing. Here we are. Here's your ship. As you can see, there are no sails. There are indeed people on this ship. As you were getting on it, you were told that this is basically functionally like a bus. It is being pulled from one area to the other, and people just kind of get on and get off of it. Athervathy is mostly underwater, and so there's a lot of people who can breathe underwater. And so many of them just simply climb on board and climb off. There's a couple of people that you notice that are staying on for a little bit longer. There's actually a bartender on the boat. No one seems to be piloting the boat, but there is a guy serving drinks. And a couple of other interesting characters. To begin with, any immediate questions?
I want to get some water.
Okay, well, so do you want normal water or like seawater? Because there's a lot of seawater around you.
So earlier in the trip, my little NB here, tried
Well, first
seawater.
off, describe your character for the people at home.
So, one of my favorite genders out there is a face obscured in darkness with glowy eyes, wearing a hoodie or big hat. Final Fantasy Black Mage Wizard, my favorite gender. He's wearing a purple hoodie. I'm sorry, they're wearing a purple hoodie with big long sleeves with fur trim at the end of them. With a big old zipper, and their face is obscured, and you only see these two sort of blue cyan eyes sort of poking out from them, sort of glowing out of them. You see his tan legs from underneath, and some fucking nice kicks. He's got sneakers. Where they got these clothes? Well, that's a story for another time. This little idiot, he's standing about 5 foot even, goes up to the bar. Excuse me, can I have a drink, please?
Mm-hmm. So as you go up, I want to just showcase the people who are on board here. So if you look at the top, let's see here if I can get these people.
By the way, I want to compliment the GIF you've posted here. Did you make this, or was this something you found? You know, it is cool as
well, yeah, I made it and stole it. It's all stolen artwork combined. So
it's now transformative enough to avoid copyright law.
Maybe I don't know.
Together, you're fine.
You see, I'm.
It's
Tom.
It's collage. It's fun.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I very much love this, Tom. It's just the kind of shit I wish I was doing with my shit.
Well, don't expect a lot of it.
Man, you went all out on the fucking first screen.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, you know, the rest of it is just artwork I stole from you.
I thought it was a gift, but alright.
So, well, so, like, the boat is not, the background is.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so... Did my thing work? I can't see what you guys see. Did tokens appear at the top?
Yes.
Okay.
I can see those.
For some reason, they look really dark to me, and they didn't the other day. Do they all look really dark to you guys?
I do not
No,
see
they look
tokens. Oh, wait, never mind.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
did not
the
know
GM
there
layer.
was a void up here.
Yeah, there was a void. Anyways, here's the individuals that you see there.
We can't see the art so you can update the stuff?
Damn it.
You send the art?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you send you the art so you can update the tokens?
No, they're fine. I just don't like. Did I like mess with their opacity or something?
No, they're perfectly fine on my end.
Oh, really? I guess it's just mine.
Yeah.
Refresh the page.
It could be just the GM layer.
No, that's what I'm assuming is that it's something on my side. But yeah, if they look good, they look good. So here is a variety of characters. There are more people who get on and off, but these are the ones that are kind of hanging around. So the one in the center, the green guy with he's a Simic hybrid. He's got 2 claws at the end. He is the bartender. He's using all 4 of his appendages to mix and make drinks and get things. And so he looks over at you and says, "What'll you have?"
The best one. That is what I want. The best one.
And he looks at you and says, like, do you want, like, whiskey? Like
Yes.
which best one?
Yes, that one.
Okay. He pours you a shot of whiskey.
my little guy, this little thing drinks it. This goes through the void.
In order to give a quick description of the other characters that are on board here today, starting from the leftmost side, we have a young gentleman. He looks to be some kind of worker, almost. He looks like maybe he's a soldier. He's definitely human. He's not a simic hybrid. Next, we have two older couple who are also actually sitting at the bar nearby you, Connar. The next token, if you zoom in on it, you will see it actually is representative of 6 individuals. It is a group of teenagers who are all a variety of simic hybrids. And let me, I can make this one a little bit bigger just so you can see. Oh, there we go.
Fucking Animorphs.
So if you see, I took that from the Animorphs thing. I just needed like a bunch of pictures of a bunch of animal kids, and I'm like, ooh, I bet Animorphs has something like that. Here we go. So you have a bunch of kids hanging out, having a good time.
Damn, teenagers terrify me.
Yeah. Can I roll a wisdom save against fear? Because of teenagers.
They're kind of like in the back. They're making a lot of like noise, like they're like laughing and that kind of stuff. But they're not like directly nearby any of you.
Okay, good. We're safe.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I fixed my token problem. I know what I'm doing. I promise.
Yeah.
Of course, we have the bartender. Then we have a very large walrus man who is sitting and has not moved from his seat the entire time you're here. We have another simic hybrid. And last, we have a barracuda man in a cowboy hat. He's got a big bag.
Oh, okay. I did not realize that was a bag until just now.
Yep, it's a bag.
Yeah, that's definitely a bag.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
So those are your options. You guys know it's going to be a couple of hours. You can talk to each other. You can talk to the people on board. You could do nothing. It is entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Can I introduce
All right.
who wants to introduce their character first?
Well, I know I want to walk up to our little hooded boy here, or little hooded NB, after they took that shot of whiskey. So, I guess I'll introduce myself. So I'm playing a centaur. I'm playing a tan lady, a squished up tan lady, working it up centaur style. She's a good 6'9", and she's kind of wobbly on the deck of this ship, even though it's not really like bumping along with the waves, getting pulled along. But like, hasn't really been on a boat for that long. This is like the first boat trip that she's been on. But she's just kind of like wobbling along. She's got like a bit of an oryx pattern to her legs, and she's wearing more desert style garb. Right behind her, there's this like massive glaive that she's carrying around, acting like nothing's wrong. And she's still like, she's just kind of like struggling along, walking over to the bar, but seems like she's having a good time. And she just wants to like tap the little kid on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, are you sure you should have drank all that?"
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I really feel like that's gonna run all the way through you, but to each their own.
It'll be fine.
So
What?
the bartender turns to you and says, "What'll you be having?"
You know what? I'll join in the mood. Let me have the same thing.
All right, he pours another shot of normal whiskey.
All right. I just like down that straight.
All right, who's next?
You wanna go, Steven, or do you want me to go?
You can go first.
Alright. Out on the deck, you see it. You see a grizzled old sailor staring out at sea. His eyes looking longfully on a boat, but not quite the same since this boat is automated. It just goes in one path like a trolley, not like a real ship. He asks himself in his head, why do the gods give the biggest storms to his saltiest sailors? And then he just like, I'm gonna get a drink. All right, you lovers, what we serving today? And wait, looks at our small lad, and he's just like, are you of age or?
Yes.
Wait, how old are you?
They just start, like, they roll down their sleeves and you see their fingers.
Are they, like, really long?
Yeah, they're really long sleeves.
Sorry, I thought he had, like, really long fingers.
Those squeaky fingers.
His fingers are just 2 feet long.
Yeah, no, they roll up their sleeves, and they have written this down. I am 19.
Oh my god, you're ugly. Well, I should be the one to talk, letting the candle burn at both ends. I'm skin and bones. Well, mostly bones, I think. I still have me skins. They don't have me fats.
Hey, if I can ask a question, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but where did the meat go?
Well, it's a long story about that. But I don't know if he's old enough to hear it.
I'm 19.
Okay, let me explain every graphic detail. I used to be known as Gunning George of the Gunning Golden Pirates. Pirates, that passed me behind me, but back in the day I was an infamous pirate captain. Are you paying attention?
Hey, Austin.
Yeah.
Highs or lows?
Let's go low, cause
yeah, the bartender is like, I've never heard of you.
That's because I was way before me time, and then I had a bit of a short career, if you could say.
He says, how many years ago?
How many fingers do you have?
He holds up 2 claws and says, well, how much do I count these?
Not enough. I actually lost track. It was all mushed up in my brain, not gonna be real. But here's the deal. So I was a big infamous pirate back in the day, known for my ability to store anything in my gullet.
Oh, like Whackbeard?
No, not in my beard, like in my mouth.
Oh, you're
like
a
my
pirate?
throat.
He's got a beard and a hand. Someone told me about him.
Well, he didn't.
The bartender says, oh yeah, I've heard of him.
Oh yes, I think I ran into him maybe a couple of times, but no, wait, no.
Did you say
How old is he?
Oh,
No, Whackbeard.
Yeah, Whackbeard. I heard of Whackbeard.
yeah,
You're
You're Whackbeard?
People have told me about Whackbeard, and he's very cool. Are you cool?
I don't know how to answer that.
Are you as cool as Wackbeard?
I did wander the ocean floor for years.
Oh, I thought I would have heard about
The bartender says, "Oh yes, it's really lovely."
I mean, to be fair, I was put there by me crew after they stabbed me to death. The cowards.
That doesn't
And
sound
then they-
like something that someone who people consider cool would do to somebody.
Well, the joke's on them. They threw me into hollow ground, and then I resurrected. Though at this point, like, all the water was, as soon as I reached shore, all the water was leaking out of my gut. And you notice on his torso, where there should have been like a scabbard, is a sword.
Stab through him.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry about that. It's fine.
That's a real nice place
used-
to keep your sword, though. Yeah.
I mean, that's where I was stabbed. So might as well make use of the hole.
This little envy just starts poking the sword hole.
Okay, don't push it. Okay, I don't want to be
How does it
that
feel in there?
hollow inside.
Yeah, they're just like holding the handle of the sword and moving it back and forth like a saw.
Well, I hope that doesn't sever anything. Hopefully.
A snap is heard.
Oh no. Well, maybe someone more famous if you're actually wondering who else is gonna show up. You never know in these parts of the sea.
Suddenly, the bar door bursts open, and a woman in holy garb, a Triton woman with holy garb, soaking wet, walks into the bar. Hello, darlings. I heard something about holy bones that are leaking something out. I, for one, am an expert on those kinds of things.
A random ship member is like, I just mopped!
Oh, sorry. I definitely legally bought a pass and came aboard and did not just jump up in the sea. Sorry to get your bar wet.
So the bar is actually outside. There's plenty of water everywhere, so that's okay.
Everyone just saw me jump aboard that.
But like I said, that is actually not uncommon. There are other people who are doing this.
Oh, perfect. Usually people chase me off
I
and
mean,
tell
this
me to
is
pay
where-
for a pass.
I mean, this is usually public transportation, lady.
You say that as if all public transportation is free.
Yeah. So the
Free
bartender
if you play your
says,
cards right.
yeah, after
True.
the airship started to be popularized, a bunch of people were just getting rid of these. So we bought them in bulk and just use them to kind of ferry people around, and we don't really need to maintain them. If they sink, it's not that big of a deal for us. So we just got a whole bunch of them going back and forth. We got some fish underneath pulling them, and essentially no overhead. And it really helps kind of improve the trade and economy. So it's pretty nice to have them.
What kind of fish do you have pulling the boat?
I mean, you saw them as you were coming up. They're just basically big tuna.
That's what I thought they were. They looked rather buff.
Oh yeah, I mean they got to be to pull the ship. There's two of them down there.
makes sense.
I wouldn't call it tuna buff per se. Though.
Have you seen the muscles glistening off of them? Those are some fine specimens.
Mm,
He's a big fish.
I mean, it's pretty big. More like a chunker, if you will.
An absolute unit.
Yes.
Extra thick.
Big
Okay,
chungus.
Okay, calm down, you
Four
two.
seats.
So there's an old couple sitting at the bar nearby you guys. The old lady turns to you guys and says, "You all don't look like you're around from here. Are you visiting?"
Yes.
Yeah, you could say that.
You could say that.
Why, yes.
She says, "Oh well, with the world in such turmoil these days, it's good to see that at least some people can still afford to travel and see the world. I remember when I was younger and I was going around and really kind of exploring the ocean." Looks like she's reminiscing.
Oh, I totally get you, darling. I totally get you. Back where I'm from, I'm something of a celebrity myself, but I just want to see the realms and see what the world really has to offer, you know? And coming out to foreign lands, it's been nice to be able to escape the hustle and bustle.
Oh, hustle and bustle. Where are you from?
A land very far away from here. One with many other sea-dwelling life. And demons.
Oh.
All living together in harmony.
So it's like one nice little underwater block party, huh?
Oh, you could say that. People like to describe it as a rowdy underwater block party, if you know what I mean.
No. I don't know what you mean. Please explain.
Okay, you see, when you have a kegger, right?
What's
but
that?
with 9 keg. Oh, okay, wow, we really have to start from the bottom here, don't we? Okay, so
Real quick, can we take a quick break? My food just arrived.
Yep.
All right. And that's where we cut, folks.
Can we roleplay this? I'm kidding. This seems like a good place.
It seems the pirates' Uber Seats order came in.
Yes, the gulls have delivered me food.
It's just seagull.
I like to imagine it's just like a normal seagull that he caught. And he's like trying to cook it.
Yes, but the food has arrived. Grabs skull in the air, snaps its neck.
Makes a campfire on the deck of the ship, starts roasting it.
Yep.
Like they
It's
think there's an
delayed.
outdoor grill.
It's a grill!
My first love be the sea. The second be grilling. Alright, I'll be back.
This is now canon. That his character knows. Is a grill master.
God.
Never
Is
saw
there a
grilling.
portable grill kit? He can add to his inventory.
Yeah, I'd say
I
the
should've-
cooking tools would have it.
Perfect.
I should have got chef as my feat, but here we are. Anyway, I'll be
There's an
back.
opportunity in the future, Austin.
Never too late. Anyway, I'll be back.
Yeah, go get your food.
You know, it would be very convenient to be able to carry a grill with me, but, you know, me swimming everywhere all the time, it doesn't really help the durability of the thing.
That was already there.
You gotta get like a George Foreman. Just make it
Yeah.
more
And Tom, I just want to tell you some lore here. It's Jorge forearms in this world setting.
It's what?
Jorge forearms.
It's George
Jorge
Foreman
Foreman's grill.
equivalent.
Oh, okay.
Jorge Forearms.
Yes. It's because of his large forearms and that he has 4
Yeah.
of them.
No. It makes sense. Did he also name all of his children Jorge?
Yes.
Did he name?
Now,
each
does he
of
have
them?
4 forearms or 4
Yes.
full arms?
He's a boxer, you see. He has to. He's very good because of his forearms and the
Did he have
fact that
4?
he has huge forearms.
Did he have 4 children named Forearms, or did he have 5?
All of them are named Jorge, and there's 10 of them.
40 arms?
All together,
Oh,
yes. Actually, it's
Yeah, but one of the kids was actually born without arms. It's very
yeah,
sad.
so it's 36.
Does he have 4 legs?
Well, I was just making the centaur.
No, that's
That is
insane.
true.
How can you have 4 legs?
An armless centaur.
I mean, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you just,
I mean,
Roll it
that's
up.
basically a sphinx.
Wait, armless centaurs, that's just the ones from Fallout. It's gross ass.
Were armless centaurs in Fallout?
I'll send you. They're very upsetting to look at.
I remember. Actually, no, I don't even remember there being regular centaur. I kind of remember that kind of enemy type when they're stupid faces, but I don't remember there being centaurs.
They're called centaurs. They don't look.
I think they've got like 3 legs. I could be wrong about that.
No.
though.
Are you
got-
sure?
I got
Are you
4.
sure it's not the middle leg between their other 2 legs that you're talking about?
No, I'll post them in general chat. They're quite upsetting to look at.
Didn't they wear terrible hard hats?
No. No, they're a mutant type.
oh, look at that dude.
Yeah, just a guy.
When I think of a no-arm centaur, I just thinking about that, that
Oh,
one
these are the
game
guys with the
where you're trying to
worst.
date the horse.
I don't remember these guys at all. I'm glad I've never remembered them ever. I hate them.
Like they're my
Yeah, they were
favorite-
hanging out with the super mutants usually.
Yeah,
That's why I remember because the super mutants wear stupid helmets.
yeah,
These guys are the worst.
yeah. No, they're pretty bad, but
So I'm like scrolling through and looking up, Centaur Fallout. This comes up.
Can that be the final boss of the entire campaign?
it's a
That's a
fucking
cutie if I've ever
Scrappy dressed as the fucking
A crawdad. My seahorse prince.
He's Seahorse boyfriend.
Continue straight up to departures terminal 2.
Yeah, no, this is the only proper centaur in my imagination.
My horse prince?
Yeah.
True. Armless, four-headed stallion.
Showing everyone the centaurs.
All those
Apparently,
gallant
in Fallout 1 and 2, they had 2 heads, and one of the heads was a dog.
I didn't know
Oh.
if they could make it worse, and they made it worse. It's completely.
Or Pixar it didn't happen. Oh,
Now, hold up a second. Let me just...
I guess one of them is a dog.
It won't... It's supposed to
discern.
animate. It's not animating.
Oh, I do see
Oh no, with the collar? Oh god, sir.
it's like I'm forgetting what kind of dog it is, but it kind of looks like I
A
don't know.
Rottweiler?
No, it looks like
Doberman?
no. What was it?
Here's
I
some...
think
how-
Kylie watched
some
Jenna
fan art.
Marbles. It looks like Kermit.
Cermit? The Italian Greyhounds?
Yes.
But the tiny one.
Yeah, the tiny one that
They're full grown.
wow.
That's awful. Yeah, they made it worse.
Honestly,
I just
think
remember, like, fighting Deathclaws in Fallout 3, and then one day finding the weapon that would let you beat them every single time.
Can we talk about how in the pixely version, the human torso and head just looks like a giant penis?
Yep.
Okay, I'm glad we've come to this agreement.
So the most powerful way to stop a Deathclaw in Fallout 3 is utilizing one of these.
Sir, what the fuck is this?
It's a toy car, and it was an integral part in making the toy car crossbow.
What?
And the toy car crossbow had the ability to cripple an opponent's legs because of the poison that was inside of it. So if a death claw was coming at you, you could shoot it with this, and it was now slower than you. So you could just move back faster than it could move forward, and it has no ranged attacks.
Sir, I have a question.
Bane of all
Is
death claws is
anything-
a Hot Wheels.
Is anything you just said real?
Yes.
Wait, so there is a weapon in Fallout 3 called the
Yeah.
Toy Car Dart Gun.
I think they just called it the dart gun, but if you look at it, it's very clearly a toy
But
gun.
you could only craft it with the toy car.
Yeah, you needed to have a toy car.
And
Nothing else would work.
what? So.
And it would it turned Death Claws into one of the most terrifying, into one of the most I feel bad for you. Because now you can get as close to me as I'm going to let you, and I've got a shotgun, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
When you said like the poison inside was so it would like slow them, I thought you meant that there was poison inside this toy car, and then you linked the gun, and then my brain just like exploded.
I thought I was going to launch the toy car, but
Me too.
No.
Me too. And
No,
then
it's used for aiming. It's an integral part.
if you had not shown me the second picture, I would have never believed you on any planet or universe or dimension that this was a real thing. But then you linked this official concept art for the toy car dart gun, and I am just in utter shock at this thing.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And the thing is you have to build it. You can't find it. And you can't just build it. You have to find the schematics.
You have to go out of your way like 7 times to make this. Sorry.
Yeah, but it is very powerful. I do. If you're playing Fallout 3, I do highly recommend getting one. And funny enough, actually, there is another weapon that also you can technically use the toy car as a weapon.
Wait, there's another one?
Yeah. This one
What?
is a little bit more of what you guys were originally thinking. Let me see here. It's the one from.
Are you about to Pinewood Derby someone to death?
So it's this. It's called the junk gun. It just literally lets you fire anything out of it. Oh wait, no, that's the railway rifle. That's the wrong one. That's not what I want. Where's the? Yeah, no, that's the one that fires railroad spikes.
You know, as you do.
I mean, yeah, you just pull them up, you just toss them at your enemies.
Maybe it wasn't in
Was it New Vegas?
Fallout 3. I mean, it's definitely in Fallout 4, but I could have sworn it was in Fallout 3. I think it's in New Vegas as well.
I have a confession to make.
Mm-hmm.
The only Fallout game I know about is Fallout 76.
I'm so sorry. You missed the 2 actually good Fallout games in the Xbox 360.
See, like, all I know is that
okay,
a fiasco happened, and then I got interested.
So they don't call it the junk gun in Fallout 3. They call it the rocket launcher.
I
Like
remember
not
this.
rocket, like rock.
Yeah.
good.
And that's the one that lets you just pretty much put junk in it. I don't actually know for certain if the toy car is compatible, but I can't imagine it would be.
What the fuck? I forgot what the thing. I remember the name of the
Yeah,
thing.
because it's got that bottom part is a vacuum cleaner.
It is a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
This is the
So
dumbest looking weapon I've ever seen in my entire life.
Which one?
So I'm glad to see that the toy car gun is superior.
Actually, you're not wrong. The toy car gun, like dart gun, is dumber looking than this. But this is insane. Is there a fire hydrant as part of this thing?
I don't think so.
Is the bottom thing not a fire hydrant? What is that?
No, that's a vacuum.
I thought the thing on the right was the vacuum.
No, I don't know what that is.
Isn't that the vacuum? And then the thing on the bottom, isn't that a fire hydrant?
No, I think the thing on the bottom is the vacuum.
Is that a wood chipper meat grinder on top?
Yeah, it does look like a food processor. Yeah, like
Food processor.
I mean, hold on a second. I can look it up.
like that thing you ground beef in.
Is that part of a chair in the top right? Is it crutches? I don't even know what the fuck this is. Is it a lever? A lever? I'm so confused. Just looking at this, how do you even hold it?
All right, let's take a look here. What is the equipment needed?
I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So the vacuum uses a vacuum cleaner, a leaf blower, a fire hose nozzle, and then a conductor.
I'm now on my way home. I'm driving back, so if you could mute me if I get too loud, I'd appreciate it.
Will do. So all ammunition has the same damage. So even if you were to fire teddy bears, it does the same amount of damage as if you were to fire Deathclaw hands.
Oh my gosh.
So the barrel is the fire hose nozzle. Oh, so funny enough, you can shoot things that are bigger than the nozzle. Like, you could fire another fire hose nozzle, even though they're the same
Wait.
size.
What? Okay, that's pretty great. Man, the seagull's kind of really taking a while to cook, huh?
The what?
The
I
seagull.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
you gotta have a nice, good cook, an even sear on both sides, in order to get the full flavor of the seagull out. Right?
You know,
It's not
that's
good
actually
unless it's
true.
like completely charred on the outside.
You're right. You're correct. It is true.
I mean, back when I was out in the desert, it was a rare chance that you got to see any type of bird, let alone seagull. But you know you had to like burn the shit out of that in order to get all the juice out, all the flavor out.
That's true. That's true. Seagull. It'd be such a shame to waste such good food. Honestly.
How long have we been on this boat?
Just a couple hours.
All right. I don't know. I'm slightly tipsy. I'm still kind of seasick. This is my first time on a boat. I don't know what's going on.
Dinosaur story.
Oh, trust me, it won't be your last.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping for it. You know, I'm used to my ground being a lot more stable than this, but it's a new experience, and I'm happy to experience it.
That's always the best attitude to take to these kinds of things. Why, like I said, I recently wanted to get out of my comfort zone and go see the world, and I think it's been working out so well, or well so far. Kind of, for the most part. Allegedly.
Allegedly, for the most part.
Why are you saying allegedly?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
But I do want the answer.
Oh, I would like the answer. See, we'd
That's
both
what
like
they
a
all
good answer here.
That's what they all say.
Why are they saying that?
Because.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if you told me your life story. It all started with the day you were like 3 years old.
It all started the day I was 11 years old. I met a demon princess. And her weird satyr boyfriend? Friend? Boy toy?
Oh, satyr?
You say
might
what's
know
a
him.
satyr?
No, I know a couple of satyrs. I might know him. I've been around.
It would make sense. It would make sense. Considering, like, wait. I mean, they're both hooved.
I have
Yeah,
sneakers.
all hook people know each other.
Exactly. That's definitely how it works.
That's how it works.
All fishy people know each other too. It's just life. We all hear each other with our echolocation all the time. That we all definitely have.
It's like a broadband call. You're just constantly
a
listening to every conversation.
It's like 3DS Street Pass, you see. But
Even if you didn't want to, you would still get it.
Exactly. But anyways, I met them, and one thing led to another, and let's just say the rowdy block parties got way rowdier after that.
Ooh.
They
So there was a
still
bit of
didn't
a
get the explanation
procedure.
on what's a kegger or a block party.
Okay, so you know how at some parties they have kegs of alcohol, copious amounts of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Not really, but
Okay.
go ahead.
All right, do you know what alcohol is?
Yes.
Okay. So, you have alcohol, right? And at some parties, there are copious amounts of it in kegs, which are like barrels of alcohol.
I know what a barrel is. I'm not
Okay,
stupid.
good. I'm glad we've at least this baseline. Alright, and you have those,
Mhm.
and then people drink them until they're literally drunker than the sea itself.
Oh.
I don't
And
know how
then
you stuff that much liquid in you.
what?
How do you stuff that much liquid in you?
Look,
Drunker than the sea?
fish have been us fish folk have been skilled at the art of being wet and inhaling water for generations, and you have to understand that it's just our way of life. How the demons,
All right.
regular demons, did it, I don't know. They have talents, but that's why the block parties would be especially rowdy.
This just sounds like the stuff satyrs do.
Yes,
Yeah. Discount satyrs.
Yeah.
discount satyr. Next time I see him, I'm definitely going to call him a discount satyr. He'll love that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a compliment.
Yes, definitely.
I would like something for not that much money. So if someone said I'm not worth that much money, I think that would be a compliment.
Yeah, if you're not worth that much, then people want you more.
Exactly. I liked it a lot.
You ever, whenever you go to the market and you see something that's like 30% off, you're like, I gotta take that. I need it.
Yes.
Hey, Beck, I've devoured the entire gum.
Oh, you didn't share any of the gall?
Like I said, I can sort things down my throat. You see the gold pop out of his mouth. Get back down there.
The red seagull still alive.
Not for long.
You have to burn the shit. It's why.
Like,
See, that's
Yeah,
master cooking. You're able
so
to
here's the
char
thing
it,
is,
and it's still there.
Austin's race doesn't need to eat. I like to imagine he just keeps doing this, and then the gulls just keep flying out through the open end of the stomach when he's not looking. Like if he catches them doing it, he tries to keep them in there, but otherwise he's like, "Oh, well, I'll just get them out."
It's just muscle memory at this point. Anyway,
I am glad that your muscles still have their memories.
How do you access the muscle memory when you have no muscle?
Hey, I still have my muscles and my skin, just not me fats.
Oh, okay.
You don't need those anyways, darling. Don't worry about it. You're living your best life getting those gains.
I'm more surprised that you're not caught on sight of how kind of eerie I look.
What? I see plenty of people who look just like you at the bottom of the sea. I'm used to it.
Oh. You know, that's fair. I do see a lot of folks like that.
Most of them are dead, but, you know, occasionally
Yeah.
there.
I'm still kicking though. Oh, boy.
So I know you were in a drunken stupor while cooking your seagull. Did you... I guess the TLDR for me is that, yeah, Mr. Skeleton Man. I come from a world where demons and aquatic creatures live together and throw massive keggers. I'm something of a bit of celebrity myself from the little block of the sea we all share.
I don't listen to modern music, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's alright. EDM isn't for everyone. Or, excuse me, CDM isn't for everybody.
So the bartender comes in and says, "Hey guys, my name is Tahiti, and I can't help but notice that you guys aren't from around here.
Is it really that obvious?
Yeah. What are you guys doing here?"
I got a letter.
I also got a letter.
Oh, same here, except I found mine drifting on shore.
Oh, what's your letter say?
What does yours say?
Something about politics. I didn't read that part, but I saw that it was there was some money involved. So I was like, "Hey, money!" So I decided to come along.
He says, "Oh, you guys are here for work?"
Yes, we heard there's a bit of political strife in Abernathy.
He says, "Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty much the same for a while now, so I think some people are overplaying it."
I heard their king was like immortal or something.
Oh, no. He died. He wasn't
Oh.
immortal.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
no,
I'll talk.
that's the problem is that we ran out of kings. And so we've got a council running things, and they need to pick a new king, and it's causing all sorts of problems. But you know, at the end of the day, we lost a lot of good people overthrowing the monarchy. I think we want to, having a council run things worked out all right. I mean, it definitely has not been perfect, but at least we're not in war.
I just went through something like this back home. The entire student council graduated, and there was a horrible power vacuum that led to wars for the entire year.
Wait, how old are you?
Look,
Yeah.
just because I might not be going to college doesn't mean I can't enjoy a good kegger.
I can't believe your character's like the dude in his mid-20s still going to prom.
Look, it's a college town, okay? There's the look. I just partake in the festivities.
You just hang out at the dorm room at the frat house.
That's what. Hey! Don't knock it till you tried it. There's far more like me than meets the eye.
Oh, there's another reason I need to go. I was told I'm looking for my dad. I do not know what they look like. I know he is a man. I look at the bartender.
The bartender looks
That
at
narrows it
you
down a
and
little
says,
bit.
"Well, you've narrowed it down about halfway, so that's a pretty good start, I'd say. But I think you're going to need a little bit more to go on."
All right. The good news is I am not your father.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm probably not your father either.
I don't recall having this kid.
The bartender says, I mean, it might be me.
Is it?
He says, "How old are you?"
19.
He like thinks for a little bit. Nah, probably not me. Sorry.
Darn. Oh well.
I'll find someone else.
I find a dad.
Yeah. He says, "If you were
If you
15,
just ask enough
maybe."
people, you'll find them.
I was just told they were in Athervathy. So,
And you don't have anything else to go on?
no.
I mean, you must have a mom, right?
Yeah,
What'd she tell you?
nothing.
Oh,
She just dropped me off with my grandpa. He's a very nice man.
So the old lady turns to you guys again and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was listening in. My name's Juanita, and you should go and try and see if they're in the registry for who's become a Simic hybrid. If they've gone through the process, they would be recorded down there." They would do all that fancy science stuff. Maybe they could tell you if you're related to anybody who's been through the process.
Thank you. I give her a hug.
She kind of pats your head as you're hugging.
Yep. I stay there for an uncomfortable amount of time.
It's surprising how long that takes.
She's a kind old lady. She loves hugs.
Mm-hmm.
Just 5 minutes of silence and hug.
Yeah. You can tell everybody else is getting a little bit more unawkward, and the old man who's there is kind of like, what's going on?
Goodbye,
She
I love
is
you.
holding on to my wife for exceptionally long.
You have a wife, or
No.
no? I was asking. Our good friend. I'm sorry, I never got any of your names. My name's Good and George, and can I have yours? We're going to be exchanging some names if we're all on the same job.
The bartender says
sure,
his name's
we can.
Tahiti.
I already know your name, Tahiti. I'm asking my good friend Centaur friend. I don't mean to say centaur derogatorily, but is a descriptor, and I do not know your proper
You
name.
never said anything derogatory.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really only sounds derogatory. The fact that you pointed out that you weren't trying to say derogatory.
I'm very old. I forgot.
I hope it's not derogatory if I call you a skeleton man.
I've been called worse.
All right, but my name is Cinna. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Just call me Good and George, or Gigi, or whatever you like to call me.
Oh, a nickname already. I'll call you GG.
Alright. Your name, ma'am? Points to Blair.
Wow, I can't believe you spoiled my name, but I am famous. So I understand it. My name is Blair Audina, up-and-coming musical star.
Highs or lows?
Highest.
Tahiti says he's never heard of you.
Well, like I said, I've been traveling to the farther corners of the world, so... Like
I'm
I
with
said,
you, Tahiti. I'm just out of the loop, but maybe.
yeah, that's definitely it.
No, I feel like Tahiti is out. Let's be real, Tahiti might be out of the loop. Everyone else here is famous.
Tahiti's just he's cleaning out a mug. He's like, I mean, you guys can keep thinking that.
Tahiti looking at common trends with whatever Chris Scrying device he has.
He's got his fucking sending slate out. He's like, oh, the queen died. Which queen? I don't know.
Is it one that matters?
None of them matter.
True!
The monarchy needs to be abolished.
I mean, I'm sure there's one that matters. There's the Burger Queen.
That one matters.
I mean, our friend here's trying to be a pop queen or whatever that means.
Oh, that's true. Those ones matter. Yeah, never mind.
Know. I feel like...
Wait. Yeah, maybe I need to retract my statement. Hashtag not all queens.
I don't know. Let's ask our little friend here what he thinks about the pop monarchy.
Monarchy.
I think the only queens that matter are the ones that drag.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Nice.
those queens are known to pull boulders across the land.
They're very nice.
And very strong.
And they're
I've
really,
always wanted to be a drag queen.
I've also heard they're really good at racing carts around.
Yes.
My favorite
They often-
is Rupert.
Why do I imagine these like strong ass drag queens in the middle of like the God Waste or wherever it is, so like pulling giant boulders, having strongman competitions.
Fucking throwing a boulder at a dragon and you hear, "Yas, girl, slay! Yas!"
Stay.
Anyway, Druid is...
My name is Lunu. Lunu. Yes,
Lunu.
that is my name.
Yes. This has been a pleasant conversation.
Are you my dad?
I don't know. I don't think I am. How old are you?
I am 19.
I don't know.
I give them a hug.
I'm so glad you found your dad.
No. My character's goal is done. I'm gonna have to make a new one.
Lunu leaves the game. Bye, Lunu.
Goodbye. It was nice knowing you. No. I give them a hug, and I tell them it is okay that you're not my dad.
Oh. Okay. I feel weird. What is this?
That's the loss of a child. It goes away.
Oh. Anyway, do you know, Tahiti, do you know how long till we get to our destination?
He says we're almost there, an hour or two more. And this is a good point for me to say. Is there anybody else that you guys wanted to speak to before new scenes begin?
Yeah.
I'm extremely wary of those teenagers. I don't want to be near them.
I either want to talk to the fishman or the walrusman.
Okay, so there's two fish people.
The one with the cowboy hat.
Oh, okay. Or the walrus person. I mean, you can talk to both. Does anybody else want to talk to anybody? Anybody interested in talking to the kids?
The kids are scared. We're not going near them.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
I feel like the walrus guy is pretty interesting. I do want to know what his life story is.
Yeah, he seems like a salty sea dog. Let's ask him.
It's like you got a picture of me IRL and you put it on a token. So.
All right, so it seems like everybody wants to talk to the walrus guy, so we'll go to the walrus guy first.
Hello.
Hello
He
there, good sir.
takes like a deep breath in, and then says hello back slowly.
Are you my dad?
He says, how old are you?
19.
All right, highs or lows? Oh, never mind. I did it too quickly. Wait, that was a D20. I don't know what I'm doing. Highs or lows?
Lows.
Lows.
He says definitely not.
I'm
Maybe
sorry
one day
for
when I was
bothering
that.
you. I give him a hug.
He's like really sweaty.
I don't care.
Yeah. He says you're making me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
He says it's
sorry.
okay.
The hug.
He starts to like kind of like push you away. But it looks like he's like kind of like struggling to move his arm.
Can I pick Lunu up and just kind of like pull him away a little bit?
Yes.
You doing all right, sailor? I tell him like, you seem a little sluggish.
He says, well, at one point, I was a very, very athletic man, and then I underwent the Simic hybrid transformation so that way I could hopefully be able to swim underwater. And it just made me incredibly, incredibly fat. I can hold my breath for a really long time, but moving makes me winded.
Well, I guess the surgery is not all positive to that. But look on the bright side. You probably don't get too cold in the winter, do you?
He says, no, but like we're pretty much in a tropical area. It's never really winter.
Have you considered moving?
He says, every single day, but it's hard. Some days, I just don't get out of bed.
This man's a TLC documentary.
My
He
boyfriend
says,
is
thank
down by-
goodness they instituted this public transportation so that way I can ride back and forth between the capital. Beforehand, I would need to swim. And swimming is easier than walking, but it's still a lot. Did I mention I can hold my breath for 2 hours? I think I just said a lot last time. It's 2 hours.
Oh, dang. I don't even breathe.
Very impressive.
Well, all right, fine. Just one up me, why don't you? I already am
I kind of miss
suffering an extraordinarily medical condition due to an unlucky turn of events. But sure, mister, I think you said you died in the one place that didn't matter. People have all the luck.
Look, at least you have your fats. I don't have any organs.
He says, I would happily trade you.
Unlike you, he is physically numb. He cannot taste or feel. Smell.
He points up and says, Tahiti over there got extra arms. That makes him an extraordinarily efficient bartender. And I had the ability to live through cold water in the tropics.
I don't know, it can get pretty cold when you go deep.
He says, I can only breathe for 2 hours underwater. By the time I get down there, I have to go back up.
Hey, these scientists are kind of smart, right? Can't they do like fat transplants, fat donations?
Oh, no. You only get one shot, and it's whatever the die rolls. It's pretty much irreversible.
So, you took the gamble? Even though you
I said, yeah, I mean, if you don't, you're living in a place that's, essentially entirely underwater, being able to even, breathe for 2 hours underwater is definitely an improvement over not being able to.
I am sad for your loss.
Says I'll get over it.
I'm struggling to like try to go hug him, but I know Cinna is like holding me midair.
Yeah.
My legs is sort of kicking.
But yeah, he says, anything I can do for you all.
Well, you never told us your other talents. I mean, there's all sorts of possibilities. What can you do other than breathe underwater for 2 hours?
He says, oh, no, I can't breathe underwater. I can hold my breath. If I talk, it goes down very quickly.
I mean, okay. Let me start over. What are your other skills?
Are we trying to hire him?
I mean, we don't know.
He like sits there and thinks about it for a while. And he says, I am a writer. I write things. I'm not very good, he says, but I'm, basically when you go from, being, this like athletic young person who can do all of the manual labor and then all of a sudden you can't, you got to figure out what to do. So I tried poetry. It was bad. I tried journalism. And that was worse. And so now I'm working on writing my novel.
What genre is it?
He says it's a romance.
Oh. What's it about?
He says it's about a man who goes from being incredibly overweight to being super physically fit again, just like in his childhood, and finding the love of his life while competing.
Are you crying, my guy?
Like, hey, if I buy you a drink, can I get the manuscript for that? Can I get a sneak peek on what you're writing?
He says, "Oh, I don't have it with me. You see, I'm on my way to the capital to renew my welfare checks, and if I brought them with me, it could they get wet probably. So I just left them at home."
Okay.
But it says I've already lost 3 copies actually to the water. I can't afford the nice underwater parchment that they use, so I just buy normal parchment, and it doesn't work.
This dude is so sad.
I think we should. I whispered this in. I think we should go.
Yeah. You have a good day, friend. If we ever see you again, we'll probably need your talents.
I'll definitely buy your book when it comes out.
He says, "Thank you. I'm sure it will be wonderful once all of the spelling errors are corrected."
Oh, let me get your name though. Let me get your name, so I remember that I gotta buy this book.
Yeah, he says, "My name is Taz."
All right.
Is your last name Dingo?
He says, "No, I don't have a last name, but my name is shortened. My full name is Tasmania."
Ooh.
An honorable, respectable name.
Yeah, but I go by
Very
Taz,
nice name.
and that's what I'm going to sign all my books with.
All right, I gotta look out for Taz, the novelist.
Tasmania.
Bro, the fuck?
Our lives have been enriched by meeting you. I'm trying to hug him still, but I'm assuming we're walking up.
I'll set you down now.
Alright.
Immediately goes towards the walrus man as it like
Has to be dragged away. Let's talk to Brickfish.
Hey, hopefully let's see.
So you guys, you guys turn around to where the fishman and the cowboy hat was. He's no longer there. There is now what appears to be a small house made out of bricks, with a door also made out of bricks.
Well, I kind of want to blow it down.
All right. Roll me an athletics check.
Oh, can someone press a button for me? I'm incapacitated.
Your character is T-posing.
Yeah.
I got it. Athletics. I don't know why it's set with advantage, but okay.
So you blow really hard, and nothing happens.
Aw,
Alright,
it was worth a try.
hold on. Let me
I'm a little
try.
out of breath now, though.
Let me just do a classic maneuver of.
The door made out of bricks opens, and you see a guy inside, and he says, "Howdy."
Hello, my name is Gunnar George, or...
Oh, he says, "Hold up a second. Let me take care of this." And he opens up his bag, and all of the bricks of the house fall neatly into the bag. And then he zoops it up, and he turns around, and he says, "Sorry, I was changing, and I needed a temporary thing in here. This is a different hat than I was wearing before."
Ooh, what kind of hat is he wearing now?
It's still a cowboy hat. It looks identical.
Oh, okay.
What is your name? I am Lunu.
He says, "Hello, Lulu. My name is Wet Harold."
It is nice to meet you. Are you my dad?
He says, "How old are you?"
Might be.
Highs or lows?
Highs.
He says, "I don't know. Is your mom a two-headed elf?"
No.
And I give it a 50-50. Anyway, here, have a brick. And he hands you a brick.
Thank you.
He says, "Now throw it at me."
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I kind of feel bad that I wasn't able to give you a solid answer, so I want you to throw this brick at me.
I don't want to throw the brick.
When someone offers you a brick, you gotta throw it.
But
He's like, come on, hit me with the brick."
just eyes watering, throws the brick with his what kind of roll would this be?
It's an improvised thrown weapon.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll strength.
Yeah.
12.
So you, chuck the brick at him, and he catches it. And he says, "That's my thing. I catch bricks."
That's very impressive. Can I try?
Yeah, he hands you a brick.
All right, and I want to reel back and chuck it.
Yeah. Go for it.
Let me see if I can get at the numbers right now. I can get a +5 to strength, so let me. I literally just barked.
Do you want me to roll it?
No, I got it. It should... There it goes. That was a 16.
Yep, you chuck the brick at him, and again, he catches it with ease.
Nice.
looks like you're a reflexive rapscallion.
He says it's only with bricks.
Oh, so if I throw anything else, it all goes to a boop?
Well, why don't you give it a try? You got something else to throw at me?
I don't want to kill you, but I'll just
I
throw
throw a
these.
copper.
Hold on. He takes like a napkin off a table and crumples it to a ball and lazily throws it.
I don't think that's gonna go so far. He's like, no. Try, pick up that chair. Throw that chair at me.
Okay, I guess I'll throw the chair. And I guess he's rolling strength, or would it be strength or dex?
It's an improvised throwing weapon, so I think you have to do strength.
Okay. What did I roll?
You got a 15. So you throw the chair at him, and right before it hits him, he tosses up a brick. The chair slams into the brick, and he catches the brick, stopping the chair. He says, as long as there's a brick, I'm fine.
Well then. Say, Blair, anything you want to try for a new friend?
Do you know what a kegger is?
He says, yeah, I was laying some bricks at once, and they invited me, and I showed them my party trick, into where they had me upside down drinking from the keg, but it was okay because I was holding on to 2 bricks when I got off, so I wasn't dizzy or drunk. It was perfect.
Maybe I should try that sometime.
No.
Blair feels vindicated that she's not the only one in a 300-mile radius to know what a kegger is.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Tahiti knows. They just don't want to justify your presence.
So Wet Herald says, yeah, I'm just traveling around, perfecting my act. The ability to catch any brick, no matter how fast or how large, is quite a feet. But it's hard to pay the bills with it. So you catch one brick-sized house. No, house-sized brick. And you make one really good killing, but then after that, nobody's impressed with anything you do anymore. So you have to move along. So I'm going to Athervathy in order to try out my traveling brick catching abilities.
Cool.
I wish you luck, sir.
He says, "Thank you. You all should come see my performance. I don't have any venues booked yet, but I get in one room with one person, and I get them to throw a house-sized brick at me, and I catch it. They'll give me a venue."
Okay.
Ooh. You gotta let us know when the show is.
Speaking of which, Blair, do you have a show in Abernathy?
I mean, I could.
But do you?
Who's asking?
I mean, I was.
Oh, well. We might. We were talking with the owner of a concert hall down there, but they've been kind of indecisive on whether or not they wanted to give us the gig.
Do you need bricks?
Potentially to throw at the act who may or may not have stolen our spot, so I'll definitely keep the offer in mind.
Oh yeah, that sounds perfect.
Watch
I think
Harold take your
Wet Bricky Herald, I think this is the start of a beautiful business partnership.
Yeah, maybe you could have a little joint act.
He says, yes, here's my business card, and he hands you a brick with the name Wet Herald on it.
Is it the same size as the regular brick? Or is
Yeah,
it
yeah, no, it's a normal
one?
brick. Yeah.
Yes, let me just store this in my... Oh, wait, I don't have pocket.
You all start with bags. You got a bag.
Yes. My bag. Hold on, I'll have my retainer hold it for me. Blair throws the brick overboard, and a small trout catches it.
God.
Are we there yet, by the way?
Yeah, it's been taking a while. This is the longest hour.
Yep. You guys are nearing getting there. If I can get you all to roll me a perception check.
Oh, I'm proficient. Oh shit, I rolled twice. I'll take the 8. So not great.
23.
$15.
Oh, do you want me to
I got
roll?
an 18.
18, okay. All right. So the only person that does not see this is, unfortunately for you, Austin, you. But as you guys are sailing and nearing the point of where you were going to be arriving, off in the distance, you see a small speck, and it seems to be getting closer and closer, flying off in the distance, until you get pretty much right on top of it, that you can see what at first looks to be a very colorful bird actually lands on the mast, and it is actually a human. It is a flying simic hybrid. And it lands 2 clawed feet onto the mast. It possesses a large golden spear and a uniform that you all would have to roll me a history check if you would like to know if you recognize it. But if you don't have to, if you don't want.
Oh no, I'm terrible at
Yeah, my character would not.
I'm an uncultured prick, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't charisma, but I'll try because I'm old. Let me also check something real quick. Let's see.
Would also
Alright.
have advantage due to his pirate nature.
I would have a D6 at roll if I roll.
No, but I will say that he would know that it doesn't look like a pirate uniform.
Yeah. History. What I roll?
15.
Oh, you got a 15. If you had done it, would have been. But yeah, so you would know that this is definitely not a pirate. This is definitely a lawman in the area. You can definitely tell that based off of the uniform. You're not 100% sure exactly what it is, but your solid guess is based on your understanding of military uniforms that you would have had to dealt with in the past. This looks like a customs person, but not just anyone. This looks like a commander. This is not your run-of-the-mill kind of person. It is a little odd that he is here by himself, and you also would know, just generally, that flying simic hybrids are extraordinarily rare. With a 15 history. So with that, this is. But besides that, it doesn't really tell you too much about him. He looks down at all of you, He does like a quick scan of the boat. It seems like pretty much everybody else here recognizes this individual. The walrus guy says,
It's me.
yes, he says. Get my notes in order here. He refers to the person up there as Barbados, but the old woman, who Juanita, because you did find out her name, says, "Oh my gosh, look, it's Saint Michael." And the teenagers are like freaking out. They are at first super excited, but then they look kind of worried, like they're like hiding a little bit. So he kind of like perches up there, looks around. He points his spear towards the teenagers and says, "You all are supposed to be in school." And one of them like kind of like pops out and sheepishly says, "Yes, sir. We're on our way right now, sir." And then they all jump overboard into the water. He then turns to you all and says, "I would like to see your guys' papers. These are things that you guys do have, but you're not necessarily." He hasn't provided any like badge or reason yet, beyond him wearing the uniform and speaking in an authoritative tone.
I want to walk up and shake his hand.
So he's still like perched on top of the mast. Do you like wave him down, or do you try and climb up the mast?
I feel like I need to make a good impression. I feel like I want to like talk to him, so I want to climb up the mast.
You like give off with your body language that you're like trying to meet with him.
Yeah.
All right. So he jumps down, lands in front of you.
I'm like, "Hi, how are you?"
Do you hold out to shake his hand?
Yeah.
He looks at it. He goes back and forth. He does shake your hand, but he's got like a very, very firm grip, and it looks like he looks like he's really on edge. He keeps kind of like looking at all of you, doing quick glances back and forth, and then he says, "I'm doing well. I would like to see your papers."
Oh yeah, sure. Papers. I probably have those here somewhere. What's your name?
He says, "My name is Barbados."
Oh, Barbados. Like, I like your uniform. You look like you're like someone pretty high up, huh? You look like you're someone who's got a lot of responsibility.
I do actually have a picture of Barbados as well. So the one thing now that you're close to him, you would see is he looks very young. Let me move
Like
Barbados
young,
in there.
As me, or
yes, maybe just a little older. He says, I've got a job to do to protect Topside, and I just do that.
I mean, yeah, that's very respectable. I'm sure that a lot of stuff happens up here as well as down below. Because like people always worry about like where everything is, but you got to worry about the perimeter and everything. I understand. I try and I pull out like papers from my saddlebags, and I'm like, "Keep up the good work."
He takes them and looks them over, and he says, So it looks like your final destination is Ormos.
Is that what that says? I guess. Yeah.
He hands your papers back. Do the rest of you guys also give him your papers?
Yes.
One little. Yep, same. It's like, alright. Try to be a good example.
So he takes them all. He goes over. He looks over all of them. He looks a little disappointed. He says, "Yeah, this all checks out."
It looks like you were itching for something. What's going on?
He snaps up when you say that, and looks over and says, "It's a very unstable time, and we got a lot of people coming into the border here that are probably better off not being here. I don't know exactly what you guys are doing here, but you definitely got the air about you that might be you. And I mean no disrespect," he says.
I mean, yeah, I do wander around in places that I'm not supposed to be. But I assure you, we're on the up and up.
So he returns all of the paperwork, and he says, "Well, make sure that when you're in topside, you keep it that way, and then we won't have any problems." Does anybody else ask him any questions?
Is that?
Is that a no?
No.
I'm good.
All
I
right.
mean, I'm tempted, but
Yeah.
I read the room, and I'm like,
Are you
What are you
sure?
gonna ask though? Are you sure?
I like pull Cinna's shirt. Can I ask him? Can I please ask him?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Excuse me, sir.
He looks at you. Says, "Yeah."
I'm looking for my father. Are you my father?
He says, "No, I don't have any kids. But do you know like what he looks like, who he is? I can maybe look some stuff up for you."
I do not know.
You kind of like get the air like when you said that you were like looking for him, he kind of like relaxed a little bit. Oh, when you asked like, "Oh, you're looking for your father," and he was like going through solutions. Basically, it looks like through his head. He's like, "Well, do you have like a name or anything to go on? Like, I can check the topside registry. Although that one, you know, if he didn't go by through the main entrance, then there wouldn't be any record. And if he went through underneath the like a special fleet, it wouldn't be recorded normally either. But if he went through like the general admission, it might be recorded. Do you have any identifiable features?"
This was a lot of information for this little idiot.
Yeah.
And his eyes go wide, and then they refocus, and they're like, "They look like me?" Question mark.
He says, "Well, that's a thing to go on." And he pulls out his sending stone, and he snaps a picture of you, and says, "I'll pass it around and see if anybody's seen anybody like you." And
Has anybody seen a dude in a black cloak or a black
yeah,
boy?
I mean he's just kind of assuming that the hidden black face is what he was talking about, into where like it was like dark and
Let's rephrase that sentence, Tom.
Yeah. The hidden shadow face, that he was underneath the assumption that that's what you meant when he said he looked like you.
I like to imagine they had flash on, So they got the brief glimpse of their face just in picture form. To be revealed later.
Yeah. And then he says, do you know when he would have been here? Was he here recently, or did he come here a long time ago?
I do not know.
He says, all right, well, give me your contact information. This is a good point to say. In including with your documents, there's a sending stone for everybody, just in order to make things easy. So he asks for specifically yours, Connar.
I give it to them.
All right. He says, so he kind of like takes a step back, and then he kind of like remembers kind of where he is, snaps back into the not trusting version of himself, and he says, all right, look, all of you, I'm going to be keeping an eye on you. So just make sure you stay behaved. And he kind of is like a little bit awkward now because he kind of realized that he dropped kind of the charade for a little bit. And he says, I'll be keeping in touch if I find out anything, pointing to your character, Connar. And then he begins to fly off.
Nice and nice,
Mm-hmm.
man.
So you guys are now pretty much almost going to arrive to your destination. I'll give you guys like a quick line of if you guys want to ask anybody about him. It definitely seemed like pretty much everybody here knew who he was. No requirement that you do so, considering he also introduced himself.
I asked our good friend Tasmania, like, why is everyone so afraid of Barbados?
He says, "Oh no, we were in awe. I mean, those kids were afraid because they were playing hooky."
I mean, fair.
He, about a year ago, there was that big event where all those demons and angels started attacking things, and for the most part, all the areas underwater were fine because you pretty much just had to, drown them. And so we didn't really actually suffer that bad in comparison to most of the rest of the world. But Topside obviously was hit pretty hard, and him and his guard, Topside doesn't really have a large population, so it's really hard to have everything. It's not like we had a huge military, and him and his guard, they fought off a bunch of the angels and demons. He was the only survivor of his platoon, and they had to fight some big things. That's how he got his big golden spear there.
Wait, he showed off an angel, or?
Well, I think he killed an angel for it, actually. That's why some people have started referring to him as Saint Michael, because they say that he's the saint come to protect the town. He's got the holy weapon. He flies around protecting us, and we've got a lot of people coming in because of the fact that we weren't hit as bad. There's a lot of refugees coming in that we're needing to deal with, and he's done a good job of saving people if their ships go down, or helping them get through, and fighting off pirates that are trying to attack different ships.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he also named Saint Michael? Like, I get the saint part, but why Michael?
Oh, because he's our archangel. He's the one in charge. He flies around. It's really rare for somebody to be able to gain flying powers from our great god that we all live out of down below at the bottom of the sea.
Quick question, like,
he says he was blessed not only with the ability to fly, but also the ability to swim underwater and breathe underwater. Some people get all the luck, and that's why he's the saint. Saint Michael, he's the big one.
Oh, lucky ducky, I guess. Question out of character. This is for Connar and Tom. Actually, wait, no, I'm forgetting it. I'm sorry. I'm just actually wondering about the cosmology and would it make sense for an archangel Archangel Michael to exist? And that's just being me.
Mm-hmm. You get the feeling that this is kind of like an internal religious thing, not necessarily an external one. That name, obviously for us, has connotations that I've put in, but it's definitely a title that the locals have bestowed upon him, and that it's just like a name, perhaps from their lore. You can roll a religion check to see if you want to learn any more.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, Jesus is canon to this world.
Jesus of Nazareth is canon.
I gotta put Nazareth on the map.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry, they opened up the tube. It's like two orcs open up the tube. It's like, I bet he's still dead in there. But you see him Fortnite dancing.
That's
anyway,
exactly how it happened in the scene.
That techno version of Our God is awesome. I'll see if any religious thoughts. He has any religious thoughts.
It turns out it's a religious thought.
Yeah, you definitely you've never heard of that name being just bestowed upon somebody. You assume that it's just a local quip. You think maybe his original name may not have as much of a ring to it. But you would think that maybe that there's a little bit more there that you could ask about, that maybe there's something else going on with him, that people are kind of propping him up and changing his name.
So Saint I would have gone with Saint Barbados, but alright.
So Taz says, oh, well, it's probably at first nobody really knew who he was. So the name kind of spread, and instead of kind of going it down, they decided to keep going with the St. Michael, because he is one of the candidates to become king. And so St. Michael has a more kingly sounding name than St. Barbados. And since the name had already kind of spread, they decided just to let it go. Even though I'm pretty sure Barbados over there hates the name. And if he ever was king, he'd probably ban people from calling him that. But it's kind of out of his control now. Yeah, he's the candidate from Topside. Each of the different areas has their own candidate that surround the central core of Athervathy. Each of the 8 tentacles has a candidate, and he's the one for Topside.
Alright. Well then. By the way, are we almost here?
He says, yeah, that's it right there. He points around, and you see off in the distance. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to ask him? All right, seeing none. You guys arrive.
Stunned in silence, anyway.
So you guys arrive at Topside. In Topside, it is a combination of many different ships and what look to be docks, kind of just strewn out into the middle of the ocean. It is a very, very bustling city, despite being overall pretty small. you see quite a lot of people moving cargo back and forth. There's cargo just kind of like floating in the water that people are using canes to kind of move around. And that you see stalls selling food. It doesn't seem like, despite the fact that it looks like there's a lot of like commerce going on, it doesn't really look like there's a lot of like merchants. You get the feeling that this isn't the financial area, this is the transportation area. You do see like a couple of people who are moving around that look like they're maybe overseeing shipments and that kind of thing, and that look like maybe they're cutting deals and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, this just looks like a shipping hub more than a proper city. It would remind you a lot, if you're going to a major city that has a large dock, of just the dock area, which is a little odd. And as you pull up, the ship docks on the outside, and waiting for you there is a baboon-looking man, a mandrill. And I think, for some reason, the picture did not save properly. So you will give me a second for me to upload the picture. Please talk amongst yourselves.
What you said? I'm a cake?
I have realized something terrible.
What?
I am 20. I am no
Oh.
longer 19.
I've been
Happy
lying this
birthday!
entire time.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
I have lied
birthday.
to so many people. I could have missed them.
Once you get into your 20s, it doesn't really matter all that much.
Yeah, no, once you get to your hundreds, it doesn't matter.
All right. Apparently, it didn't. Did I not save it at all? That's weird.
You know, I stopped counting maybe like 3 years ago. I think I turned 22.
Hold on, hold on. Primus is still a country, right?
Pingus?
Pingus?
No, yeah,
Yes.
like that place run by like that gnome guy.
No, they sank beneath the waves years ago.
So Taz turns and says, "Oh, that kingdom was taken over by Boros. It's called the Boros Company now."
Oh. I guess I'm out of touch. Oh. Okay.
All right, guys, here we go. Here's the mandrill man, the baboon, the monkey dude, who's waiting for you as you get off the dock. As you come down, he says, "Ah, wonderful, you all are here. My name is Charlemagne. I have been waiting for you. I see you all got my letters."
Oh, here you go. Give the paper back to him.
He says, "Thank you," and he folds it up and puts it in his shirt pocket, and says, "Well, it is getting late, and we must hurry. So if you would all please follow me." And he begins to lead you through the city. And so you go by, there is a few shops that you pass, but most of it is like food stalls, in where workers are getting food and that kind of stuff. And you continue to navigate, and you're moving more and more towards the center of town. You see large ships, small ships, everything from, old ships like the one that you came on, but there's even some new airships. There are ships that are made out of metal. There are a wide variety of different things moving through. It does kind of smell like, fish. It is not a very clean place. There is a lot of yelling going back and forth as people are moving things around. Just very busy, despite the fact that the area is actually very, very small. As you guys approach the center, which does not take you very long to get there, you see what appears to be the tip of a giant octopus tentacle reaching out of the water. It looks to be, at this point, the size of something of a large ship, with the rest of it going further down below the water. And he says, yes, I have these for you. And he reaches in and he pulls out cards for each of you. They are small little cards. They appear to be made out of, you think, some kind of shell. And he hands one to each of you. And he says, those are preloaded. They will be able to get you between topside and the center of the capital, and to Ormos, which is where we are going to be going now. We're not going to have any time to do any shopping, so I'm just going to have us go directly to Ormos, if that is okay with all of you.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we might as well find out where we're settled on.
Yeah. He says, you don't need to worry about waiting in the lines, because these are special. Don't lose them, he says. They're very, very hard to get. We can skip the line, and it won't cost you any money. If you want to go anywhere else, it will cost you money to go there. But for the most part, I think at least at the beginning, Ormos will be fine. So eventually, you guys walk over to the water's edge nearby, where the tentacle is coming out of the water, and a Simic hybrid with one of those canes moves over this large compartment. It kind of looks like a little mini submarine. But it doesn't have, submarines in the back, they usually have like propulsion thing. This thing is completely symmetrical. It almost kind of looks like a coffin. It's made out of copper and glass. But they open up part of it, and there are seats inside. And Charlemagne climbs in and sits down, and he takes 2 buckles around his waist, and then 2 more over the shoulder. He says, well, we got the one that can accommodate 4-legged individuals as well, he says. So there should be room for all of us.
Oh, wow, so convenient.
I need to buckle my horse.
Yeah, so there's like a place kind of in the back for you to be able to sit down. And then there's special straps for you as well. He says, he says, it's not required that you strap in, but I highly recommend it.
Well,
Good to
might as well
know.
go with the customs.
Can I get the booster seat?
He says, well, so the good news is there's not really any customs in between. You guys probably were checked on the way in, right? Did they have a boat come up to you and go over your paperwork?
We had, the flying fella, Virgin Grace.
Bohemian.
He kind of
Barbados?
Barbados.
looks worried and says, "You guys met Barbados? Did he say anything? Did you guys tell him what you were doing here?"
No.
No, not really. We didn't really talk. I mean, he talked to him, but, about other stuff.
Oh, well, that's good then. And he looks a little relieved. He says, there'll be a lot
are
of...
we not on the...
he says, no, everything's legal, but there's politics involved. And it's a lot better if we can make sure to get you guys to Ormos before too many people know you're here.
Alright.
Fair enough.
So do you all get in and
Interesting.
strap in?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll strap myself in.
Yeah, into the basically steampunk elevator pod thing. So they seal you up. You hear like a hiss as the thing seals. They're moving you along at first with those the long poles with a hook at the end. There's basically like a spot at the top that they hook into, and they push you along, and they navigate you right up to the edge of the octopus, where there is a slit, and you end up going into the octopus leg. Once you are inside, it immediately picks up speed. You start to even feel like a little bit of G-force. It's like you're on a roller coaster being shot through a highly pressurized like water cannon. Basically, there's water all around you. For a little bit, as you start to go down, parts of the octopus are actually translucent. You can see out into the depths below, and that is where we get the very nice picture that we started with today. If I can move everything over. Of you all going down, you see below you, very, very deep, this giant octopus sitting at the edge of an even deeper canyon below the water, or trench. And you all begin to zoom down. It's got its tentacles going all off in different directions. Another thing that you see is that there are many chains coming off of the tentacle that you guys are on that look to be connected to many of the ships and the platforms. You assume that this is because, or Charlemagne might actually just explain, that during storms the tentacle will pull down and everything that's above that can't move gets pulled down with it, so it doesn't get smashed around. So everything needs to be waterproof. And then they let it back up, and sometimes people will seal them in, and anybody who can't breathe either needs to get out of the way or come down here into the capital during it. And he says this like being pressed back. I don't know if you've ever played, been on one of those rides that spins you around really fast, so you can stand up even though you're kind of on the side. That's kind of what you're getting. It's not like terribly uncomfortable, but it's definitely noticeable. So you get shot down into the octopus in record speed. You begin to move around through channels. Now you kind of come out and there's air and that kind of stuff. Charlemagne says that usually at this point you'd get out, but I've got the express deal here, so they're just going to direct us right into it. And sure enough, they do. They again, there's people down there with poles. Inside, you can kind of see out. You see the inside of the octopus has basically a city inside of it. That is, there are shops that go up, through like things of the old flesh. Parts of the flesh have hardened and they look almost like stone. And this is the area that you can tell has the big market. There's a ton of bustling, a lot of people shopping back and forth. It is late, but it doesn't seem like it's any less busy here. And then after a short period of time, you are back shooting out through a different tentacle. Same thing, you feel the G-forces as you're propulsed. Slowly and steadily as you guys get to see through the translucent parts of the tentacle, it seems as if you're being shot towards a stone wall. You get closer and closer, and it's starting to become a little bit more nerve-wracking that you are just going into this giant stone wall. And right at the last second, you see that the tentacle goes through a hole. You go through the wall, and then you pop up, and you pop out, and what you see before you is a giant subterranean cavern. There are farms. There are, off in the distance, it looks like you're on some kind of a peninsula. Behind you is the stone wall, and it looks like you're in some kind of giant bay. And you see a city off in the distance. And Charlemagne says, that's Ormos. It's been a long time. That's where you guys will have your base of operations. you'll be relatively safe there, and we'll be able to provide you all with work and compensation. We are going to be using you to help us get one of our candidates on the throne. And you're more than welcome to explore and do other things. We're not going to need you full time, but while you're here, we'll provide you with housing. If you end up leaving on any non-missions that we have for you, of course, those will have to be at your own expense, but those cards will work no matter what, so feel free to use those.
Alright.
So you get out. He says, do you guys have any other questions for me? We're going to walk to the Count's office and his mansion, and he'll brief you all as well.
Okay.
No, lead the way.
All right. So you guys walk. It takes about 40-ish minutes to an hour of walking in order to get inside the city proper. And once you're inside, most of the buildings are made out of wood or stone. The area is very, very hot. It's very humid, despite the fact that you seem to be underground. It seems, there's a lot of like fog off in the distance. You can see a very large jungle past the city as you're coming in. And you go up to the gates of what looks to be the local leader's mansion. It's one of the biggest buildings in the city. And you walk through. The guards do not question you as you walk in. They see Charlemagne and they let you through without question. Once you're inside, Charlemagne brings you to a parlor, and he says, "All right, well, wait here, and I will go get the Count, and he will brief you on initial steps." And Charlemagne leaves. This is a moment for you all to talk amongst yourselves about what has transpired. If you don't have anything to say, just let me know and we can continue.
I can't believe
sorry. Yeah, no worry. Real quick, how much longer, Tom? Because I'm starting to fade a little bit. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Let's say half hour at most.
Okay.
All right. What's the room look like? Where are we right now?
Yeah, so you are in a wooden and stone building. It is a very nice parlor. There are very luxurious couches. There are expensive candle holders with candles in them. And there are a variety of furnitures and things. This is a luxury place that you would not find in a normal situation. The one thing is that it is still very hot in here. So everything, like a couple of the furniture that's made out of wood looks like it might be a little bit worn down because of the moisture that it's in 24/7. But it looks expensive, and it was expensive enough that someone didn't care that the moisture was going to kind of wear it down. There's a like a little coffee table and a couple of couches that you all can sit in. There is a couple of portraits on the wall, but nothing that kind of really stands out. They look kind of like old, not necessarily like this would be anybody who's still alive.
Okay. Ancient history.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess I would just ask, hey, does anybody know anything about who we're working for right now?
I see that he is a monkey.
Yeah, he's a monkey. You see how he has like hands for feet? That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Pretty fascinating. I mean, I'm more surprised. Like he's like our boy's height, right? Your size.
I think like standing
No,
up.
Charlemagne's tall when he's standing up.
Yeah.
How tall is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably at least like 6'5", standing up like he was standing there. There are times when he'd be standing on all fours because he's also a monkey, and then he'd still be kind of tall at that point. But yeah, no, he's a big guy.
The difference between 6'5" and 6'9". I want to pat him on his head.
So then, if you guys wanna wait, we can have the count come in.
Yeah, we wait. Are there any
Yeah, I'm
orders?
They're hors
So-
d'oeuvres. I'm hungry.
Ew.
So as you say that, a large man walks in. He is actually probably of similar height to Charlemagne. The big thing is that he has essentially a triceratops for a head. So this is a triceratops man. He walks in. He's got on some like military style regalia on, and he says, "Oh, of course, we should have provided some food for you all after your long journey." And he calls out to some servants in order to go and gather up the food for you all. He walks in and he sits down and he says, "The food that we grow here in Ormos is some of the best in the world. So you all are in for a real treat."
Okay, you're getting my hopes up.
Mm-hmm. He says, "Oh man, I've lost the guy's name. No." He tells you his name, but I don't have it in front of me for some reason. So we're just going to call him the Count for right now. He says, "Hello, I'm the Count." And he says, "I'm the Count of Ormos. I'm Count Ormos. And it's my job to run pretty much everything that you see here. It was also my responsibility to choose the candidate for Ormos for the selection for King and Queen. And honestly, Ormos is kind of out of the way. We're the fastest growing of all of the 8 tentacles, but we're definitely not the most prestigious yet. But during my lifetime, we will be. And when I first selected the candidate, I chose one that I thought would throw a wrench into the mix. And boy, did she. But the thing is since then, suddenly she's got a shot. And that wasn't something that I was thinking of. So now I'm going to be throwing some resources behind this endeavor. And you all are part of that. What I'm going to basically be having you do is, unfortunately, our current candidate is a little bit out of commission. And with them beginning the process of the selection, we need to have you all, her vassals, provide us with goods and services for the good of the country. We're basically going to be paying you to go around and help people, and in doing so, gain some prestige and maybe change a few minds about getting everything taken care of. The most important is going to be the council members. If We need you to basically suck up to them since our candidate is out of commission. And the pay is going to be handsome. If you end up succeeding, you're going to have a friendly monarch, which is always a good thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all have any questions for me?
So are we paid on a job-to-job basis, or is it like a salary? What's going on here?
It's going to be both. Your salary is your food and board while you're here. He kind of laughs a little bit. And then we'll pay you by job. Also, those expensive little travel tickets you have there, those are worth a pretty penny. So I wouldn't lose those. We can technically deactivate them and make a new one. So I don't think you can sell them either. We had somebody try that once. But they'll let you go back and forth, and so you can get everything that you need. And he explains that there's a couple of smaller houses on the property that you guys are on now, and one of them is going to be available to you. He says that we've got 6 properties. You guys are going to be in property number 3. He says most of the rest of them are empty, but you might want to avoid going in number 1 for a while. They're a little eccentric, he says.
Okay.
Okay.
I have an important question.
He turns and looks at you and says, yes?
I am looking for my dad. Are you my dad?
He says, no, I know where all of my illegitimate children are. He turns to Charlemagne and says, I don't know, is this one yours? You've been meeting with that queen. And Charlemagne kind of goes red and says, oh no, that's over. And that was only recently, so he's not my kid.
Hey, well.
Oh, drama. You're meeting up with a queen?
He says, well, I mean, she's a narcissist and causes all sorts of problems and is a murderer. So the relationship only lasted 10 months. It was a good 10 months, though.
Oh, that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah, you may do.
Nothing wrong with a 10-month relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Sometimes
a 10-year
you just have your
relationship.
differences.
So he says there's an adventure board at the Adventurers Guild that you guys can go to tomorrow morning. Just so you know, the level of light that's outside is 24/7, so you might want to get some blindfolds. There'll be some provided in the house. You know, it's a customary thing. The level of light essentially stays the same. It's pretty much always kind of raining. Sometimes sometimes the rain is just, this is just humidity. And sometimes it's pouring. So just be prepared for that. And then, if you guys ever need anything, Charlemagne here is going to be your point of contact, so he'll be available to you. He'll provide his information for all of your spending stones in case you need anything. I am going to be usually too busy, unfortunately, to do the day-to-day stuff, but if anything pops up that I think needs your attention, I'll reach out to you through Charlemagne as well.
All right. I do have a question, though.
Yes.
So you were talking about your candidate for the election process, right?
Yes.
And you said that she's incapacitated. What exactly happened to
her? He says she's still recovering from the events of a year ago. She had some experimental magic stuff that she was using without really understanding how they worked. Got a little bit of blowback. It's going through some growing pains.
Oh, I see. Will we ever get the chance to meet this person? You know, I can't really vouch for a person without ever seeing them first.
He says, yes, hopefully we will be getting her back up into shape as soon as possible. But I can promise you, you know, at the end of the day, she'll make a good monarch. If for any other reason than the reason why it's taken us so long to select one is because I picked her and then she immediately left. So we couldn't start the process for several years.
Real quick.
Yes?
Question. So I know we're helping this lady try to become the best queen and all that, but who's our, other than meeting Bird Boy, who are the other fiercer competitors in this contest?
He turns to Charlemagne and is like, yes, get them some dossiers, some basic information on the different cities and their candidates. I heard you all met St. Michael on the way over here. Probably better that you know who you're dealing with before something like that happens again. You all did good to keep it vague what you were here for. So that should be useful. And since obviously you weren't stopped on the way here, it worked.
Yeah.
So I will provide those dossiers for you. Out of character, I've got most of them written up. I just have to share them with you.
Okay.
All right. I can't wait to read information.
Yeah, they're all really short. They're just kind of like, these are the names and very basic things, and then if you have any questions, roll for it. Is basically what it's going to be.
The only thing I need to know is if they like pina coladas and long walks on the beach.
No, it's going to be like a trashy MTV dating show. Just like,
It's going to be like the next buzz.
So he says, our candidate, her name is Bubbles. She likes those, and I'm pretty sure Barbados does as well.
Okay.
So there is one guy. His name is Viscosity. I'm told that he doesn't like sweet drinks, so he probably doesn't like that one.
Oh, we're not going to be friends then.
Wait, hold on. What if he's not going to win anyway? I mean, might as well give him sweet drinks to sabotage him.
This is like a great idea.
True.
Any heathen who doesn't like sweet drinks has no taste whatsoever. They have their place, damn it.
He says, yeah, I really hate Viscosity too.
Okay, who is last place? I gotta ask.
He says, well, right now there's some candidates that are more likely to win than not. He says the number one person, Adonis, is the most likely one. He says, as much as I hate Viscosity, he's got a solid shot. There is a couple of candidates who are long shots. Honestly, St. Michael's one of them. He's got a lot going for him, but he's from topside. So that's not gonna, choosing a king from topside just isn't gonna happen. If he was, if he was from pretty much anywhere else, he'd have a super solid shot at getting it, but being from topside is just too hard of a thing to overcome.
It's too hard of a sell for the denizens down here.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but the fact that they got somebody like St. Michael as their candidate really shows that I think they'll give it a shot. I don't think they've given up. I had originally done. My whole thing was I wanted to not get involved, kind of remain neutral, so that whoever won, I'd be able to support, and that's why I chose a candidate that I thought didn't have a chance of winning. And if it wasn't for the events of last year, it would still be that case. But now some people are saying that she's got a shot as well. So I put her in the category of got a shot to win.
Wait, when you say she, could you clarify?
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Okay, you are talking Bubbles.
Yes, Bubbles.
All right. If she's got that much of a shot, I can't wait to meet her.
What's her temperament like?
He kind of makes eye contact with Charlemagne, who makes eye contact back with him. And they kind of stare at each other for a little bit, trying to think of how to answer that question. And then they turn and they say, well, usually when you first meet her, she's really sweet.
Like the drinks that Viscosity hates.
Yes. But once you get to know her, well, you'll kind of have to get to know her.
I mean, I gotta ask, was it like she didn't want to be the queen at first?
Oh, yeah, no. She was heavily involved in the original war, 30-some years ago. That was involved overthrowing one of the previous monarchs. We had a temporary monarch until he died after that. And she was pretty upset about us putting that person on the throne. And then now that we were starting to pick a new one, she was pretty mad about that too. I think she'd probably be... probably wouldn't have left if it wasn't for the fact of how she is very much an anti-monarchist.
I mean, it does seem pretty interesting putting an anti-monarch on the throne.
Yeah, exactly. With any luck, she won't want to rule anything, and we'll get to, run everything kind of independently.
You'll set
without
up a shadow
too much
government.
Oversight.
I mean, is this just leeway into making the monarch a figurehead and nothing more?
He says, well, that's the ideal monarch.
Excuse me, sir. Are you telling us that you're trying to create a deep state?
He says, no, I'm trying to create a no overarching state.
Like a
Well, yeah,
Queen
not an
Elizabeth.
overarching state, but,
I mean,
an
technically-
underarching shadow state that rules everything from behind the scenes.
I mean, guys,
says-
let's be
he
honest.
says-
It is technically a deep state because we're underwater.
Yes, that's what I was going for. Thank you.
Yeah. He says, well, that's very funny. But no. Honestly, I don't particularly want a monarch telling me what I can and can't do. I just want to have somebody to make sure that the terminals in all of the arms keep running, so that way I can keep shipping my stuff out and importing the stuff I need to keep my settlement growing. In the long run, Ormos isn't going to need anybody else, and anybody who's on the throne, is going to institute more taxes on me, and that I don't want.
Understandable. Who wants to pay taxes?
Mm-hmm. That's part of the
No
reason
one.
why everybody is allowed there not to be a monarch for so long. But after the events of a year ago, it's become a little bit too much for us to keep the population in check. At this point, they're demanding a resolution to the issue. We're definitely not going to make a republic, he says. Because I still want to be able to rule my area.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't want, anybody in the capital being able to just tell me whatever I can and can't do.
Alright, we'll see what we can do. You'll have a queen yet. Anyway,
So, guys, I think this is a pretty good breaking point, unless you have any other questions for the Count, whose name I'm saying right now, definitely, or Charlemagne.
we'll just have an awkward edit of, like, insert name here in post. But, yeah,
I'm like 95% sure I wrote it down somewhere, and then I just don't have it in front of me.
Alright.
So once I find that, I'll let you guys know.
Plug.
Ask one question.
Yes.
How did this how massive being come to, be here, to come here, I should say?
He says, "Oh well, it's one of the old gods. You'll see them all across the landscape here. This one, there's some debate, but most people say that it was originally a spacefaring creature that flew through the air and was killed during the old god wars and fell below beneath the sea. Some people says that it was always living underneath the sea, and this is just where it died. But in terms of exactly where that is, you'll have to ask the church that if you want more details."
Very interesting. I've become very fascinated with the mysteries of the depths as of late. So thank you for the information.
How did you go your entire life without seeing a random dead old god?
I was more so asking how, the history of how long it's been here based on, what records they had.
Oh yeah,
this one in particular.
Same as all the other ones.
Okay.
He says maybe a little bit later towards the end of it, but that's religious stuff back and forth. If you want to find out more, you'll need to travel to the different areas of where religion has a little bit more. They've got like a couple of small temples and stuff here. I tolerate them, but a couple of the other places have much more that'll actually have more history and stuff rather than just small preachers.
Okay, yeah, because I noticed it seemed like this its corpse was a little bit fresher than some of the other ones I've seen. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. I'll definitely ask the church about that. Thank you.
Alright. I think that would be all for now.
Alright. So you guys go and you guys go to bed. There's a house outside. It's actually not bad. Like, it's not like nowhere near as luxurious as the one that was there. It's got some, there's like bug nets along the doors and the windows. It's a little bit more of like a cabin, but compared to some of the things you've seen here, it's a nice cabin. There's a kitchen. I can only sleep on the floor or on an elastic. The kitchen is already stocked with food and that kind of stuff, and there are rooms for each of you, which is probably pretty nice. There's a room for each one.
Are there microwave ovens?
Nope. There is a place for you to make a stove and a big pot that you can fill up with water.
Okay. What's the bed situation looking like?
We're all sharing the same bed.
Yeah. Each room has a bed. They look all right. Like, like you get the feeling like this is probably like super expensive to like import into this area. But it's still kind of not great.
Mm.
So, nice for the area, but probably not that much better than you would get at like a semi-decent inn elsewhere. And again, it's mostly just simply because everything's kind of damp. So you assume that like when they were first done, they were probably, shiny and all that other stuff, and now it's just kind of like everything's just a little bit uncomfortable.
I mean, at least we know they washed the sheets here.
Yep.
One way or another.
Yeah.
They're always being washed constantly.
But yeah, so I guess this could be a point for us to do some plugs.
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 Hey guys, it's me, /Connar, /Boosh, Lunu. That's who I play. I finally get to play on one of these. Have I played on one of these? No, not since Journey. Alright, well,
not in your own setting. Well, not in your
I
own
haven't
setting.
played in my own setting in a long time. Not since
Has it been since Hag Hunters?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Do you understand how long ago that was?
2017, so it's been
That's back when I was still happy.
Wow.
Oh man, I remember still being happy. That was great.
I know, right?
The joke is it's a lie.
But to be fair, that happiness was built on lies. And
That's the best kind of happiness. Fake kind.
Anyway, subscribe to channel. Click it. Notificate, maybe. Follow me on Twitter, Boosh at Conjoined Artists, and Instagram, at Conjoined Artists. Also, join our Discord. We have room for everybody. Anyone can join. I've said this a million times. I still get private messages saying, "Hey, can my friend join the server?" And if I get another one of those, I'll kill them. Because I've already said yes a million billion times.
Unless their name is Steven.
Unless your name is Steven, then you are permabanned.
If you want to get an instant invite to Discord, just ask Connar for a link. It's 100% short to work.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, as I go back in time to make sure Steven doesn't exist, I'm gonna pass the ball to Austin.
Hi, this is Austin. You can find me at @Octo_Austin Twitter, where I just exist, and I'm gonna head out a little bit earlier than expected because my sleep schedule's fucked. Anyway, night, y'all.
Speaking of sleep schedules being
night.
fucked, that's also me. I only got 3 hours of sleep last night and want to die, but I played Blair today. And you can find me at, I don't know, you can 79 on Twitter, like Venty, formerly known as One Yoshi 79 on YouTube, Venty179 on Twitch, where I've been streaming a great deal recently. And besides that, that's basically it. There you go. That's me. I've been...
All right. Nice. Speaking of sleep, I only get like 5 hours of sleep a night.
So that was everybody, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
think
that was everyone.
Follow Tasura on Twitter, or I'll kill you.
Oh no, I don't exist anymore, ever.
You don't have a Twitter anymore? What the
I have my Twitter. I have a Twitter. You can follow me at Tasura3 if you want to. There's nothing on there. But...
Those are the best kinds of accounts to follow.
Really, they are.
Maybe you'll find some random shit.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Tom, do you have a plug? Oh, go. I'm sorry, Tasura. Finish.
No, y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Tom. I am the DM for today. In my DMness, I will say that you can actually find me on the Discord. I am Tom the Genie. So if you would like to, you can find me there. Yeah, that's my plug. It's me. I'm Tom the Genie. You can find me on the Discord.
Plugging yourself, chilling
Yep.
yourself there. All right.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.